You never know. 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 Just one small deed, just one small smile, just one small call might go the extra mile. You never know, you never know. You never know, you never know. But there is one organization out there that does know. The details they don't know, but they know that you never know. So when you know that you never know, you do things that you usually wouldn't do. Why? Because you never know, you never know, you never know, you never know. Thank you again to Hanan Abayev, who was here the first segment, and a friend of his, another one, another neshama, another story, another inspiration is here with us tonight. His name is Reuven Tyler. Now before I call him up, just in your eyes, picture a 12-year-old boy from Sharon, Massachusetts. Public school. Barely know they're Jewish. Picture that boy. And then tell me if you believe me that this is him when I call up. Come to the stage, Reuven Tyler. You never know, you never know. You never know, you never know. Reuven, this chill's going through my body right now. Thank you so much for being here. Good Tavach.
Good Tavach. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you to the Zone. Thank you to Ura. So Reuven, tell me, where did it begin for you?
So it began the summer when I was in 7th grade, just before my bar mitzvah. There was, my family we knew we were Jewish, but we didn't really know what that meant.
You didn't really know?
Me and my brother were in a Sunday school at a local synagogue. I won't call it a shul. We learned to read Hebrew, or at least what sounds the letters made. We didn't really know how to translate the words.
So Reuven, this is very limited. This is the minimal Jewish education possible.
Yeah, we knew that the name was Judaism, and we knew how to read the Aleph Beis.
See, so from what I know, there was one frum person in your life.
What
was her role? What did she do to change your life?
So there was one rabbi and his wife, his Rebbitzin. So what she did is that she called up Ura, pretending to be my mother, and signed me and my brother up for camp one summer.
You never know. Gewalt. You never know. What was her name?
Rebbitzin Bracha Frolich.
Bracha Frolich. Rebbitzin Bracha Frolich. Wow, Ashrechem. Do they realize, they know where you are today?
Yeah, they know.
So they called Ura pretending to be your mother?
Yeah, they said, we have 2 boys that want to go to camp and learn what Judaism is like. Now,
and your mother never told her that she has 2 boys that want to learn about Judaism?
Well, they knew that my mother had 2 sons, but we never expressed any interest until they sort of pushed us towards it.
So you go to camp, and when you're there, what happened for you?
Well, that was for anyone who knows, that was the hotel year. For anyone who knows what that means, there was
It means that it was a lavish hotel stay for 2 weeks with waiters on standby?
Yeah, that was it.
Or does it mean that you were in a different place every single night, not knowing where you're going to sleep?
Yeah, we bounced around different hotels for the first couple weeks before we managed to get to the new campus. So that was
First
an experience.
experience of Judaism.
Yeah, that was definitely an experience.
And you're still here. Look at you. Amazing.
Yeah.
So what happened for you in camp, though? What was it like for you?
At first, I wasn't actually enjoying it. It was too much. I was actually ready to go home by visiting day that first summer.
Why'd you stay?
There was one staff member. He knew that I wasn't enjoying it, and he took a special interest. He made sure to befriend me, make sure I was happy, convinced me to give it a shot. Stay the next 2.
Did he like try to push you to do like mitzvahs and Judaism? Or
No,
he just tried to connect.
Nothing to do with Judaism.
Any specific stories that stick out to you?
Yeah, there was one story. I was being from Sharon in Massachusetts, was a Red Sox fan. He was a big Yankees fan. So we actually had a bet over a pool game, and the loser would have to wear the other team's hat for a whole day. Yeah.
So who won?
I won.
So he wore a Red Sox.
He wore a Red Sox hat for 24 hours.
Commitment. So what did that do for you? That spiritually, it's a connection.
Yeah, it wasn't even anything about Judaism. It was just someone who cared if I was happy or not, and convinced me that maybe if I stayed the next 2 weeks, I would actually have a good summer.
So let me fast forward a little bit. So you stayed another 2 weeks.
Stayed another 2 weeks.
You went back to regular life.
Went back to public school.
You came back the next year.
I did. I came back the summer after 8th grade. At this point, I had already had my bar mitzvah. It was somewhere in between not frum and frum. We were doing some of the mitzvahs, but
Guilty
willing
conscious.
to look the other way if there was something we really wanted to do. We hadn't quite committed yet.
If I remember correctly, at that time, you had learned a lot about Judaism, and it was very hard for you because you were in a place with people that weren't from. So you wanted to go to a from school, but you didn't have the motivation, right?
There was a bit of a push from some of the family friends, some rabbis in my life. They were, maybe you should look at it. It'd be a place where there'd be people like you. So it was in the back of my mind, but I wasn't really considering it when 8th grade ended.
But when you went to the zone for the second year, did that change that?
Yeah, so when I was there, my Torah mate that year started shifting me towards Mishnayos, a little bit of Gemara, and just at one point casually mentioned, in a day school there'd be people who could help you learn this more, you would understand it, you could get a real Jewish education and learn what it's like.
So now you're going into 9th grade.
So
you want to go to yeshiva or something for high
I
school?
was going into 9th grade, and I, for some reason, made the decision that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. Rather than just go to a day school, I said, I want to go to a yeshiva. If I'm going to do this, let's do it the whole way.
So let's just stop for a second. So this counselor, okay, so he found a boy who didn't like what he was being told, everything he was being taught. But he said, you know what, forget about telling you to wear the yarmulke and tzitzis. Let me just connect to him. What do you like? Sports. And connected you on sports, made a bet with you. And that made you stay for another year. And now you're going to yeshiva for high school. But it's not that simple for a boy with no background, Hebrew background, to go to a regular yeshiva. So how did that work?
Yeah, so we checked out a couple places, and they all gave the same response.
The crowd wants to see you. Oh, what a story.
They all gave the same response. We're sure you're a lovely boy, but we can't take someone who's coming out of high school, can barely read Hebrew, can't read Aramaic, has never learned the Gemara, and doesn't even know who Rashi was, much less how to read it.
So imagine you're a boy, Chaver. Imagine everybody is listening. Imagine you're this boy. You're 14 years old. You want to connect to Yiddishkeit. And you go to this high school. You go to this yeshiva. But you have no background. They're not going to accept you. But you try anyways. You walk into the office for a feher. But you never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. You walk into the office for a feher. And what happens? You get accepted?
So the first couple places didn't. But after I was ready to just say, right, I guess this isn't going to work, and go back to public school for high school, when the same rabbi whose wife had pushed me towards the camp in the first place. So him and his coworker, who was another rabbi in the kollel, they convinced me to give it one more shot. Check out a place in Baltimore called Talmudical Academy. So I went to Baltimore to have another pair, and I was expecting
You did know, the regular no.
Yeah, I was expecting the same response.
What happened?
So
what did they say? What was the final result?
So the mashgiach vahered me, and at the end of the vaher, he looks me right in the eye. He says, Rabbi Mintz gave me a call the other day. He said, you're a good boy. If Rabbi Mintz thinks you're a good boy, I want you in my yeshiva.
You never know, you never know. What a story. You never know, you never know. So Reuben, what I'm hearing you say, you're a little boy, 12 years old. All these little instances that happen, a little reaching out here and there. Do you know that there's somebody here tonight? What was the name of the counselor that had that pool game with you, that connected to you?
It was Shia Fromowitz.
Shia here? I heard Shia might be here. Could we get Shia up here? You never know, you never know, you never know. Shia, just right here. Oh. You can just hand Shia the mic for a second. Shia, just, if you could just share with us for a second, just Mamish in 3 words. More than 3 words.
I have no words.
But I want to know, have you seen him since then?
I've heard about him since then. I have actually seen his mother, who I kept in touch with since camp, and I've seen his parents by some Oorah events. And I've talked about you a lot.
But when you walked in here tonight and you see this beard and payas.
So tonight, he came over to me and asked me, do you recognize me? And it took me like 30 seconds. I'm like, Steven, Reuven, I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. And I was listening to the story now, and I don't know if it's time to tell you. It's been a long time, but actually, your mother called me then when you were in camp that you wanted to leave, and she really wanted you to have this one experience to learn as much as you could that summer and to try to connect. And she told me, you know, what can we do? It's visiting day. He's going to want to come home. I'm going to be there to visit. And so we came up with this idea with the pool game, like we said, the bet. So there's one part of the story that you might not think is true, but I was losing. He scratched on the 8 ball. He lost. And right away, we called it a best of 3, and I actually had to lose the next 2 games. So if I tell you now that I lost the games on purpose, I don't know if you'll believe me, but it's part of the truth. But it's amazing, and I did not realize I was going to be part of this tonight, but thank you, and it's amazing to see you.
Shia, one more thing about Shia before you leave, Shia. So if you don't mind, I was told by the Oorah, I know we don't have much time left before the next segment, but they told us that there's a song I should sing tonight, a Shabbos song. Why? Because this Yid right here started keeping Shabbos because of the Zone. But do you know that the Zone Zemiros has a song on it that's so popular, the most popular one, that he actually sings it on the CD? This is one person here. So if I'd like to invite you, if you could just grab the mic. I'll start you off, but join me. A song to our master, chorus and verse. You who created our whole universe. All of this wonder this world can behold. In this joyous praise you shall be told. Are right here if you need. Preparing your praises
all day and night. You, Hashem, who created all life, man, flesh and blood to Malachim on high, beasts of the field and birds of the sky, our Creator.